Welcome back to module number 15, right side ads, okay? This advertising option is pretty simple to understand, so let's just be brief and jump right into a tutorial video with it. I'm on the Facebook newsfeed, just a basic timeline here, and I quickly want to show you these right side ads. As you can see, here's a bunch of ads on the right side. What's kind of cool is of all examples, looks like there's a couple people marketing this course that I'm actually teaching on while teaching on it. So that's always fun. So here you go, 40 plus videos. And that's because I'm redoing a couple modules to keep them updated here. And so it's pretty fun. So anyways, you can kind of see these are these right side ads here. So what I want you to do is I want you to start paying attention to these, and I want you to see what pops. Do you like this style here with a person? Maybe just something that kind of pops off a background with a border. Do you like this style here? Does this appeal to you? You know, some big word free. I mean, these used to have a 20% text rule, but they no longer do. So now pretty much anything flies. But I do want you to recognize that, you know, the same ad that we talked about placing in the other modules, look at how tiny it is when it's a right side ad, right? So yes, it does work, but I usually recommend doing like a different style. I usually recommend doing something completely different there, doing something that is a little bit more clear. So if I jump back over to PowerPoint, where we were doing the modules before, you know, we had talked about throwing this one up really quick. Well, you know, here's another one. You just make it a little bit kind of shorter there so it kind of fits. Just an image and some big text, right? And that's kind of goes along with like this style here, just an image and big text. So just like that, just like that. That might be a style to go for. So anyways, and every time you go, every time you check your news feed, you refresh it, the ads just kind of change, the ads kind of pop up. So from time to time, just start paying attention to what's there, see what grabs your attention, see kind of what stands out to you. Okay, now that being said, let's go and let's actually jump on here and let's create one real quick. Let's just see the difference. Now, normally I use right side ads for page likes. This is usually the thing that I want to do. I want to get penny likes, and I usually do it on the right hand side, but you could also do it with clicks to websites. So let's do this. Let's load up that same exact ad. So everything's the same as all the other ads. Nothing really changes. Go choose my same fan page. So all the ads are the same. This is where we always end up, right? But what's going to happen here is I'm going to remove the desktop newsfeed, and I'm also going to remove the mobile newsfeed, and I'm just going to stick with right column. So that's kind of what the ad's going to look like. So now you see what you're working with. You see you're working with a very small amount of space here, and these are your options here, and these are your options here. I wouldn't worry too much about the advanced options, but look, you got a title here, and you can see 350 examples cuts off, right? So you don't really have you know, you want to make sure you get the best use of that. So let's try to do something better. You know, 350 examples of dark posts. Does that fit? Oh, we just missed it by one. See how it's just one off? You know, 350 example. Let's try like this. 350 example dark post ads. Oh, look at that. It fits perfectly. 350 example dark post ads. Okay, so it's pretty basic. Download this free ebook. You know, so you could kind of look and you can kind of see, you know, what might look good there. You know, and you might want to keep that word all together. So it goes on. Download this free ebook and view 350 awesome examples of Facebook dark posts. Okay, whatever, that works. So the one thing is, the questionable thing is that image. So let's go over here and let's just see the difference. And what you might do is you might grab this image. Like we were talking about, this FB Ads training image that we just showed you over there. And what you could do is you can put a bunch of images up here and you can kind of look at them. So you can kind of see the difference in how they might look, okay? And you might go, well, you know, I don't know, that yellow border doesn't quite pop. It doesn't quite make that stand out for me. You know, so maybe it's cool, but maybe you don't like it. So maybe what you do is you go over to PowerPoint, maybe you just slightly change it. So instead of yellow, what if you made that text, you know, what if you made that text, let's say, you know, blue, okay? And in fact, let's make it a better blue. Let's go to let's go with like a bright blue or something, but a big bright blue. I like bright colors. They tend to stand out, okay? And instead of that background, what if we made this that? Oh, by the way, you probably can't even see what I'm doing over here. What if we made this that line, kind of that same color that we just did there? And then what if we made this background, instead of that color, what if we made this background maybe like a bright yellow, okay? Apply, okay, so there. And then as far as this image, what I might do is I might just kind of get it looking a little bit, you know, kind of a little bit bigger, and kind of leverage it right there. Now, notice I don't care if this picture is hanging out because as soon as I take my screenshot, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I could just take the screenshot right here. And I can only just take what's inside the border. Okay, so I just took a screenshot. It's sitting on my desktop. And let's just see how that looks in comparison to the other ones. So one of the things I like to do here is I like to compare to find, to split test to see if I can find which one looks best, which one I like the most. Okay, so now I have 3 to look. So as you can see here, this yellow definitely stands out with the picture a lot more. But see, those words don't. You notice how those words, that color, that bright color looked really good, but it's not dark enough to actually stand out. So, what if we did another one, just duplicate this slide, and what if we did another one where instead of that blue right there, maybe it was, that orange, okay, that from the hat. Remember that we did that earlier, that orange from the hat. And then maybe instead of being on the, maybe instead of completely being on my shirt there, maybe we just kind of pull it down a little bit and pull me over a little bit and kind of get it just off that shirt. So it's just a little bit more visible. Something like that might work. So we'll take another screenshot and we'll go over here and we'll do this. And this is all experimentation, and there's really no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong ad. But what I guess I'm teaching you, if anything, is that I taught you in the PowerPoint template how to make really simple graphics. Now I'm just kind of showing you kind of what it'll look like as these pop. So it kind of gives you the example like this free FB ads training. This yellow on this blue is actually pretty easy to read compared to this. That yellow background pop, so that's hard to read. This orange text isn't really amazing to be able to read. And so when I kind of look at all this, you got to kind of go, okay, what's it going to take? Now you can keep trying different examples. You just keep duplicating the slides and you can keep trying. I mean, maybe for all I know that the thing that would really stand out the most would be black. Maybe that's the thing that, when it's all said and done, maybe something that's black would stand out. And maybe black with like an orange, border around it, or maybe black with like no border around it. Who knows? I don't know what. Maybe that's the most visible thing that there possibly is, right? So you can just kind of experiment. You can see what works for you. You can see kind of what pops, what stands out. Maybe you take this and instead of this color, instead of this blue, maybe you make that a big red, okay? And maybe that's what stands out, right? So you kind of try. Maybe you go, hey, I don't know about the red, but let me go with the orange. That kind of matches the orange, okay? So you try that. So you can kind of look and you can kind of get some ideas for what you might want to do here. And then you just simply, as soon as you're ready, you just simply take a screenshot. I'm using the built-in Apple screenshot right now just to be quick about it. Instead of Jing, you just take the screenshot, you just come over here, and you try it out. You see, you could just kind of keep doing this over and over. And then ones that you're not going to use, like I know I'm not going to use that one, I could delete it. And I can kind of just start looking at these and go, okay, what do I like? And you just go through. You go, okay, what do I like here? What do I not like? And then maybe when it's all said and done, maybe you like this first one the most, but maybe you go, man, that one would be awesome if it just had a border that popped a little bit more. And so maybe you just try another version of that, okay? And maybe that's all it took. That whole time, maybe that's all that it was going to take was, a different border. So the point is, you go through this motion a few times when you're doing these right side ads, and you could really do this with any ads. I just wanted to actually have a module that showed you how to do this because this is really where it gets professional. And you can see them all up here. You can kind of see what pops the most, and you can see them down here when they're a little bit smaller and kind of decide, hey, what is it that I like here? Which ones do I like the most? Okay, so let's say you end up choosing one. Okay, so which one is it? Which one do we want to go with? Well, in this example, let's end up choosing this last one that I just did. So then all you do is you just delete these other ones. You still got them if you want them. Delete these other ones, and now you got your ad. 350 dark post examples. So the rest is simple. You go through all the regular stuff. Go through all the regular stuff we do on all the other ads. So there you go. That's a right-hand side ad. That's going to be a click to a website. You can do the same thing with page post engagement. You can do the same thing with page-like ads, as long as you're using the right column. The only thing that I usually do is, like I said so many times before in all the other modules, I usually don't combine all these into one ad. I'll usually create this one and then use a different graphic for my desktop and sometimes even a different graphic for my mobile. It all depends. So hopefully this kind of breakdown is worth your time here. Just kind of watching me in action, watching me change around the ads, just kind of on the fly. And again, when you have something like PowerPoint like this is just real basic, just a real big font. All I'm doing is just changing things around. That's really it. I'm just changing things around really quick on the fly and just seeing what it looks like. And that's how you do it. And also, one last thing that I'll say here is just keep in mind these are small. These images are small. So don't worry too much. People aren't going to see it too much. Just experiment. This ad right here might flop. I have no clue. I don't know if people are going to recognize my image there. Now, if I'm targeting people I know, like if I'm targeting people I know, I might even do something like, take this ad and instead of saying free FB ads training, I might say something along the lines of Chris, I might say something like Chris Records, new software. I might do something like that. Okay, so whatever. Get Chris Records new software. Okay, and I might do something. Now, I probably wouldn't do that with somebody's likeness that I didn't have. I wouldn't do that with just somebody that I didn't have their permission to use. I would probably ask them if I could have their permission to do something like that in an ad. But I might do something. I might try to figure out, okay, what size would that have to be, and see if I can maybe fit it in there, and see if there's a way that I could get this to work here. Let's see, something like that. There you go. There's something. Get Chris Records new software, and you can kind of see how it looks there. And now I've got the name in there. And I might do something, maybe change it up a little bit. Download Chris Records. Oops, got off the slide there. Download Chris Records, and then maybe open that up a little bit. Download Chris Records. Let's see if the latest fits. Latest software. Download Chris Records latest software. There you go. Covering up my face a little bit, but that's still kind of fun. So anyways, I'm not saying I'd place this. I'm just saying, showing you kind of what I might do now if my likeness, if I'm recognizable, I might do something. Now this text is probably obnoxious and overwhelming and whatever. Okay. And also sometimes you might not even need the image. Sometimes you could just do something as simple as just big obnoxious text. Maybe you just do something like center that text and just put it like that. Just like that. You could do something crazy and get it kind of centered there, and maybe something that simple. You see how it looks over here on the left? Okay, so these are just some ideas. The point that I'm trying to make, if any, is the more that you take control over the workspace that you have, the better you're going to be with these various types of ads. And the other thing is, sure, we teach dark posts, but look, these right side ads can work too. They can be extremely effective. You never know until you try. So hopefully you enjoy this tutorial. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right, so in summary, you might be wondering, why did I just do a tutorial video on right side ads when we're talking about selling stuff in the Facebook newsfeed? Because advertising is advertising and return on investment is return on investment. And the bottom line is, for some of you, if you're struggling with newsfeed ads, you might want to consider jumping over to the right side, or you might want to split test. You might want to see which perform better. Look, just because I have this course on selling stuff in the newsfeed doesn't mean you should give up on some of these proven strategies such as right side ads. So I felt like it was worth putting in here, at least going over a couple basics with it. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next module, which talks about mobile ads versus desktop ads.